Hey, how's it going, guys? I've seen a lot of questions as well as misinformation around this topic, so I figured we'd just do a quick dive into it today. First question is, can you decorate in here? Right off the bat, yes, this fountain here I crafted at the workshop and I placed, and there's all kinds of recipes you can gather for, fences and benches and fountains and all kinds of cool stuff, and I'm sure it gets much more advanced and extreme than that, right? Like the Founders Pack has the train. There's gonna be all kinds of stuff you can do in here. I would say the next big thing that I see people talk about is that this maybe seems like a mobile housing system. And I think the only reason that you are able to do this zoom out thing like this that kind of looks maybe mobile-ish is because it's not a house, it's an estate, as well as like you can unlock these islands that branch off over here, which are very important because as you unlock the areas in your island, you can actually gather resources in the island. That's not such a huge deal, right? But there are specific excavation resources that you can only gather in your estate, and those are used when we get to tier 3. It's a special enhancement material for your gear, and you'll need a couple of them for like every attempt. And what's going to happen when that tier 3 hits is that people that were on this and have those are going to get rich, and other people are going to spend all their gold buying them from the people who listen to videos like this and didn't ignore their housing system. All right, so as I was saying, right, it's very large. You've got all these extra islands and stuff to do here, as well as it makes it easy to just kind of come around to your different places here, right? Here's your headquarters. This is where you can do all kinds of missions to essentially get stuff that's going to help level up your estate, as well as when you come over here into the special missions, this is like guardian raids and cube levels and all these things that you've completed. If you've completed them, then you could potentially send your people out on missions in here to get some extra rewards. Next, we have our workshop, right? The workshop is where you're going to do crafting. This is also another area that is actually very, very worth it. A lot of people don't know this and they'll waste these in the early game, especially if you get some for free, but these are the kinds of potions that you can only use. They're the kind that are the only ones allowed inside of difficult content, right? So inside of your Guardian raids and pretty much any kind of raiding or challenging PvE content, the tower, all that stuff, you're only allowed to use this kind of healing potion. And obviously, if I had leveled up my estate more, which I haven't because this is RU, then I would have even the next higher level of these potions. And it goes so on and so on, right? You can do your bombs in here, right? So all of those battle items can actually be crafted in here. So this is, again, another area where people who don't ignore their housing and focus on it are going to get rich off of other players, and the lazy players are going to give all their gold to you. Next up over here, we've got our laboratory. The laboratory is where you do the research to unlock stuff, right? Like unlocking those extra little pieces of the island where you'd be able to go do the special excavations, or you can even do regular, gathering resources on your in your estate, as well as you unlock those features. And in here is where you research all of those cool features. There's also where you would research to unlock more ships for your headquarters missions and yada yada yada, all that kind of stuff, right? So your estate, I think the reason it comes off a little weird when people pop in is because it's not a house. It's a full-on estate. You have a whole island with more like side islands to unlock, and there's a lot to do in it, and that's why they give you the ability to zoom out into this view here to go around. Otherwise, like, you could waste hours in here, right? Just like wandering around trying to do all the different stuff. You would get annoyed pretty fast at how much you would just be walking around in here. Right, and you've got your own little private beach thing here. You've got a special like visiting trader that swaps out and will sell different cool stuff. Obviously you can do your basic repairs in here. Eventually you can get stuff, right? I was saying your resources for tier 3 enhancement. Like, you can only make them in here with the excavation items that come from in here. And you will either be spending all your gold buying those off other players, or you'll be saving gold and or getting rich off other players if you do not ignore this feature of the game. The last little feature in here that I wanted to show real quick is basically you can come to your mansion, right? And your mansion has the ability, again, as you level it up and you complete research in the laboratory, you're going to unlock more of these cells. And then these cells, certain things that you craft or collect are going to allow you to slot them in here, and they'll give bonuses, right? So the fountain that I made gives me a research energy consumption is reduced by 1%. Nothing major at all, but it was also like the first thing that I was able to make that can go in here, right? So these are obviously going to scale up and improve as well. And this is just one more of the features that you have inside of your estate system. Thanks for watching, everybody. Appreciate it. If you enjoy the content, drop me a like, subscribe, maybe a comment. It all helps me out. And I'll catch you in the next video.